Visuvius comes alive. 24 August AD 79. The morning began very hot, hotter than a normal August day. But Pompeii market traders did not notice this and began to set up their stalls in the forum. A few curious citizens watched from under the shade of a leafy tree. A wealthy woman went past on a chair that was carried by 4 attendants. Traders prepared themselves for a day of good business and laid out all their wares. A shoemaker spread out his tools. Fabric, pottery, wool, bread, and honey were all arranged on carts for sale. The sailors looked anxiously for buyers. They would soon be there. No one noticed that the sun looked unusually hazy in the sky. By 10 o'clock, the market was busy and full of noise. Traders called out their wares, and the people wandered from stall to stall, buying, asking for prices, and talking. In the far corner of the square, an old man with a stoop busily added his own note to Pompeii local notice board, a city wall. There were no telephones posts then. This was how people in Pompeii left messages for each other. The man did not like the messages on the wall. He decided to let the others know that, "Oh wall, I can't believe you haven't fallen under the weight of all these boring messages." He felt past now and turned away. Suddenly, his chisel slipped and fell to the ground with a clatter. He was looking towards the horizon in horror and raised a limp finger to point at what he saw before him. Someone brushed past him, but he did not move. He stood frozen with fear. It was a long time before he moved. Then he turned to people. "Look, the volcano is stirring," he shouted. Passers-by looked back over their shoulders to see what he was pointing at. Gasps and nervous laughs filled the air, but no one listened. They just shook their heads and turned their backs. They smiled to themselves and thought, "The gods are angry again," and they went back to whatever they were doing. "Why aren't they listening to me?" thought the man worriedly. Then he knew why. The people of Pompeii were used to Vesuvius rumbling and spewing out smoke now and then. Only he seemed to remember the earthquake of a few months ago. He realized the two events were somehow connected. For a while, he stood watching the thin cone of smoke which came out of top of Mount Vesuvius. Then suddenly, he turned and ran fearfully towards his house. As he ran, a flake of ash fell on his tunic, as gently as flake of snow. He brushed it away. It left a dark smear on the pale linen. When he reached home at last, he found his wife sitting next to the fountain in their garden. He pulled her roughly to her feet. "Leave," he said. "We must leave now. Get everything you can and let's run." "But where?" she asked him in surprise. "Away from that," he shouted. She followed his finger. He was pointing at Mount Vesuvius for behind them. An hour later, they hurried down the street towards one of the city gates. From one of the doorways, a woman called to her children to come in. "We are taking shelter," she told the old man and woman as they passed by. "With luck, we'll be safe in the house." "No, you won't be. No, you won't be. Leave with us," shouted the old man. He always predicts terrible happenings, people thought. This one of them. No one, except his wife, believed they would come true. But the others were wrong. As the hours went by, the column of smoke which streamed out of the volcano grew stronger and larger. Then Vesuvius began to explode. Pompeii's stones rained down. The sky turned dark and the earth shook. The people of Pompeii were used to quakes and tremors. All they did was go indoors as they always did when Visuvius rumbled. They did not know then that they and their city would soon be buried under 60 feet of ash and mud.